All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Bloomin' to You, episode 10.
All right.
Last episode was so good.
It was
so
wholesome.
good.
We got everything we wanted. We ran the race.
Yep.
And now they get the trophy at the end here.
Indeed. Yes. And
a little reward.
Exactly, because in this anime, not only do we just have wonderful visual storytelling of exactly what feels like to start to fall for someone, but also we got a gym equipment locker,
Tropey
scene that was not accidental, and it was definitely taken advantage of, and that warms my heart.
To the fullest
makes me very
extent,
happy.
taking us back to our old school days of watching romance anime. So, good stuff. So yeah, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. It's hyper specific.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not that complicated. She just has insight into who Nanami is. Yeah. Kind of fucking wild that the OP doesn't even start with the main character in the first. That's the first characters there, you know?
Oh, yeah, that is interesting.
Koito isn't the first of the girls that's shown.
Right.
Starts with Sayaka and Nanami.
Because it takes her a while to fall in love?
And they both leave their respective classrooms. Nice, yeah.
I really love how this OP uses, like, paintings, but in the foreground.
Yeah.
No, it's not ready. Because nobody else is going to see it.
Yeah. No, that's worse.
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
No!
You betrayed me. Also basically saying, you won't be able to stop this from happening if you just get this back from me.
Yep.
Being more aware of, like, proximity and everything, and talking about the weather.
Oh.
役者に合わせて人物を作るって言っていた。記憶喪失の少女だった。少女が入院している病室、家族、友人、恋人、少女と過ごした思い出から見えてくるのは全く異なる人物像だった。
Oh.
Cool.
Interesting.
元の自分に戻りたい。誰の語る自分が本当の自分かわからない。誰になって生きていけばいい。
Reading the first person.
Yeah.
誰かにならなければ。
Because you have to get into character after all.
Oh, yeah.
そろそろ閉めるから表の片付けお願い。
よく知らないはずなのに、あの主人公とナナミ先輩、境遇が似ているわけじゃないけど。
But still,
先輩はあれを読んで、どう思っ
they're linked.
可能さ怖いな。何もない少女の役か。
Read me like a book.
みんな書いてくれますかね。
せっかく用意したしね。ユウも何か書きなよ。
なんて書いたんですか。
私はもちろんこう。
平均点取れますようにとか。
私がまた教えてあげるのに。ユウが迷惑じゃなければ。
Oh.
先輩にお願いしようかな。
Yeah. See,
All right.
it's not putting actual distance. It's
Right.
just
It's just
getting a bit overwhelmed, you know, earlier.
Exactly.
So.
短冊持ってきちゃった。
Mm.
願い事か。
Subconsciously avoiding wishing for things for you.
yeah.
加納さんにも来てもらいました。よろしくお願いします。
So how bad is it?
誰がどの役をやるか想定しながら書いてるんだよ。まず主人公、記憶喪失の少女が私、担当する看護師がユウで、弟がマキ君。君で合ってる？
そうです。
やっぱりこの少女の恋人役が
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
恋人も女の人だよね。 と一番仲がいい人で、先輩たちのこと冗談で。
There you go.
佐伯先輩でイメージするのがダメですか？
いいんじゃないですか。
No one asked.
Yeah.
絶対その方が見に来る人多いでしょ。
確かに。
Yeah, audience.
トコはどう思う？
Covering his mouth. Yeah.
相手が一番やりやすいと思うし。
あなたがそう言うなら、
Uh-huh.
本当に何も知らないのよね。
And yet she nailed everything perfectly.
Right.
ないよ。なくていい。
箱崎先生、
Ah,
使わせてもらえありがとうございます。
何何。
あのね、
set related stuff.
Pulled some strings.
合宿をしませんか？
Ooh.
合宿？
Yeah, to figure out the roles and everything in practice.
Sure.
学校に合宿棟があるの。劇の練習できないか？
Awesome.
クラスや部活の出し物の対応に追われるし、時間取りたいって話してたの。安全にやるつもりでしょ？主人公の恋人が女の子なのは、
ドキッとしたよね。
恋人役は佐伯先輩が一番納得ですよ。
Oh, does she?
めちゃくちゃ文句言われそうですし。
Hmm.
ユウも何も言わない？
言いませんよ。
だよね。
Of course.
合宿の方ですよね。変なことしてこないか心配。
何もしないよ。
と一緒で、寝るのも同じ部屋で。
さやかもいるのに何かするわけないでしょ。
Yeah, and that definitely.
我慢できる
Oh
ん
my
ですよ。
god.
Will you be
There's so
able
many
to
ways that.
resist?
もうちょっと抑えなきゃと思ったの。ユウに嫌われたくないから。
別にそんなの
Whoa.
いいことだと思いますけど。
Still faded, but
The
it's
amount
coming
of-
about.
Yeah, just
先輩、
Ah,
the emotions and conflict.
先輩。
yeah.
名前でなんて呼べない。私からは何もできない。好き勝手振り回すくせに。
最後、
どっちがいいですか？
クリームの方もらい。
私もそっちが良かったのに。この人は。ずるい。
So she calls it. This is what she calls you, actually.
市ヶ谷くん教えるのうまいから。
文化祭の出し物で面白くなりそうだし、生徒会の伝
The elbow.
ななみさんって子で。
いつ行ったらいいですか。
Okay.
All right.
おはようユ
Did you put it up?
結局何も思いつかなくて。
ウ。ユウは無欲だな。じゃあ試験頑張ろうね。
She did indeed.
願い事はあるはずだけど、今の言葉にならない。
Gotcha.
かけたとしても。
Yeah. I mean, we heard it in the very first episode.
大丈夫ね。
Yeah.
So she puts it up blank. Nice.
Nice. Gorgeous. Wow.
The amount of emotions on display.
Just in
Like-
half an episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and yet not in like active immediate conflict.
Ah, classic summer, sitting inside, playing video games.
毎日ダラダラしてよ。
レイちゃんよ
That's
りな。
exactly what you do on summer. Yep.
Yep.
まだ始まったところだよ。級上がりませんかね。
Ah. What? No.
都合のいい時ばかり。
You sure you're not talking about someone else?
生徒会は合宿まで何もないし、夏休みって何するんだっけ？
Advance their social links.
あ、部活でソフトボール三昧だったしな。先輩から連絡ないな。こっちからは連絡しづらい。夏休みできるし。早起きして体動かそう。
ゴールデンウィークぶりか？どうよ、面白い？
来週合宿するんだよ。文化祭で劇やるんだけど、ペース早くない？
ユウが体力落ちてるんだろ？
私も買い物行かなきゃ。
Nice.
ユウは？あんたのサンダル借りてくってさ。
誰と？
なつきちゃんってななみちゃんとじゃないのか。 夏休みまでなかなか遊ばないでしょ。
なんだ。寝るときってパジャマかな。可愛くないのも嫌だけど、妙に気合い入れたと思われるの。
ユウ決めるの遅い。
Huh. Yeah, just a bit.
こんな喫茶店来るんだ。
前に先輩と入ってから時々ね。
と本当に仲いいんだな。
振り回されて意識せざるを得ないというか。
And now she's drawn the connection about the
Yeah, yeah.
triangle. Yep.
Uh-huh.
選挙とか劇とか自分で全部決めちゃう。私の気持ちなんか全然考えてくれないし。
ユウが愚痴るぐらいいっぱいいっ
Nice.
ぱいになってるなんて。
You must
なん
care.
か変わったな。
Well, there's someone you want.
いろんな意味 味で器がでかいっていうか、あんなに頑張ったのに悪く言ってるわけじゃないからな。実は誘おうかと思ってたんだ。やめたけど。
I liked you.
本当に来てくれそうだったから。
Oh.
それは違う気がして。悪いけどちょっと嬉しい。お前がいっぱいいっぱいになってるところ。
変なの？
それがソフトじゃなかったのは。
Yeah. Yeah.
合宿のご飯って自分たちで作るの？
何作ろう？
カレーでいいんじゃない？
無理しなくてもいいんだ。
私は大丈夫。ごちそうさま。
Yeah.
私はやりたくてやってるだけなのに、どうしてそういうこと？
Oh, okay. And then we cut to Maki being like, I can't endure it.
Yeah. She picks up real quick.
もしもし、先輩？
こんばんは。
何か用事ですか？
声が聞きたくなっちゃって。今日は何してたの？
別の高校の友達と遊びに行きました。買ってきたり。先輩は何してたんですか？
Oh,
話そらされた。
not yet. You haven't accepted. Yeah, yeah.
じゃあ不公平でしょ？
そうだね。言うと話すと安心する。何でもない会話。
Yeah.
私が何をしてもしなくても本当のところで興味なんかないんだ。嘘みたいに溶けていく。ちゃんと聞いてる？
聞いてますよ。
すごくどうでもよさそう。
ざわざわする。夏希が言った通りだ。
Oh.
嫌な感じじゃない。
Hold it tight.
Yep, yep.
ますってば。もうどうでもよくなんかないよ。
Ah.
That was
Navigating the confusing feelings post intimacy. Yep.
Like, the amount of just unsaid things with, like, feelings and all that stuff that were just
Right.
present all in this one episode, and yet there wasn't any drama,
Nope.
you know? Like, also the trying to, like, you know, kiss your partner while they're on the phone, you know? I
Right,
felt
right.
that in my soul. But God, training camp, will you be able to, you know, handle 3 days, you know, in a room with me? Well, I mean,
Yep.
Sayaka will be there. And Sayaka's also going to have to play the lover.
Right.
Holy shit. So much, like, broken heart potential.
Oh.
Oh? Oh?
Yep. Sister, this is what she maybe is dreaming of. The last few moments she saw her.
Oh, and it was because of their rock, paper, scissors match?
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck!
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy shit.
No, you feel plenty of guilt. You feel plenty of shame about this. You don't have to try so hard about the play.
私はなるんだ。お姉ちゃんに。
Well, all right. We got ourselves a very wholesome episode delving
Yeah.
into the emotions of Koito and Nanami as they navigate this world in which they've already made out. So, you know what?
Uh-huh.
Let's figure out where do we go from here.
Yep.
And there's that little bit of the push, a little bit of the pull,
Oh
a
my
little bit
God.
of the kind of the understanding, like boundary lines, territory, and where
Yes.
they can step into each other's space and stuff.
Yes.
All the meanwhile using interactions with other characters who already have either established relationships or are trying to figure out where they fit into this to kind of see those parallels and where we can explore that idea of, hey, you're you and I'm me, but obviously we mingle in this area here. So
No.
what does that happen?
No, you're you and I'm Nanami.
Ah, right. Thank you for
Yeah.
following up on that. Yes. And then also just the, oh yeah, Nanami absolutely is traumatized, not just by her sister's passing, but the way in which the circumstances leading up to her passing came about.
And I just want to
So
say,
yeah.
that's a whole shitstorm,
Yep.
you know, right there.
Yep.
But I love how Nanami's family was used this episode because if I am remembering this correctly, that is the first time we have seen her family
It's
and gotten
true.
a scene with them.
Yep.
And the scene that we get, and because it's the first thing we get with them, that is the establishing essentially of whatever their status quo is. Mm-hmm. Is that the dad asks, basically says, "Hey, you don't have to work so hard, right? You don't have to try so hard."
Yep.
And of course, she immediately
Freaks out,
puts distance between them, leaves, etc. What he said was not able to reach her in the slightest.
Right.
And there are a few ways that I can take this. Well, mainly two ways. One, that he has talked about this before, right?
He absolutely has.
There was no lead-in that needed to be had into that topic of conversation, right?
Yeah.
The other is that he doesn't talk about this a lot.
Nope.
And this is something that he's been building up to and hoping that eventually he'll be able to get to say this in a way that she'll be able to receive.
It could have been either one of those.
Yep. And nope, instantly.
Yep. So here we are.
Yep.
That's the drama. It's being saved for future episodes
Mm-hmm.
because, we've got some really good vibes going on right now, so we don't need to harm those.
Mm-hmm.
But Nanami is going to hit a point where this persona that she's adopted, that is very much being set up with the way that the play absolutely nailed Nanami, in that, it's not that she's nobody, it's that she's got multiple personas she chooses to adopt at a given point. There's how she is with everybody else. Mm-hmm. There's how she is with Koito. Mm-hmm. And there's how she is actually.
Right.
And all three of those are not really who she is.
Yeah,
So
because this is a coming of age story, and
mix
she's
of
got
all
to
three.
figure it out and decide and all that wonderful stuff.
Yeah.
And oh boy, like
Yeah.
we've got the play as the what's probably going to be like the finale,
The vehicle for the
vehicle for the finale, the
story.
emotional climax of the story.
Right.
And this is just a little me thing.
Mm-hmm.
We also got, when you was thinking about the feelings about Nanami, we got the motes of light, which just makes me think of Clanad with ending with a play and all of that stuff.
Yep.
And it's like, oh shit, yeah, let's go.
There are a couple things in this episode that made me directly think of other stories that I'm very fond and passionate of, and I don't want to go into all the details for them, but for all intents and purposes, the exploration of Nanami this episode was really special, but also Koito's as well, because I don't feel like we've fully nailed down whether she's held on to the desire to fall for somebody over the course of this time here, because that was what we started the show with.
Yep.
That was where we brought things out at, but she's changed in that she has something, but she can't put it into words. But she was able to do it in her mind's, imagination and stuff beforehand.
Yep.
So is it that she can't put it into words, or she can't put it in such a way that potentially Nanami would see, and thus, if Nanami would see, would potentially jeopardize their relationship?
Exactly, because it's a weird reversal where instead of with the usual thing where you start to crush on somebody and then you're like, do I tell them because I don't know if they'll reciprocate? She's already kind of in a little relationship with Nanami.
Yeah.
But she might lose that
if she admits that she's falling for her. She might lose that. Yeah.
And that's on top of just the general insecurities and nervousness that come from a first crush.
Yep.
Where you're like, how do I feel about this? Can I tell anyone about this just because I need to actually be sure and confident of it myself? Completely separate from how I think they might respond. It's I love to see it. It is fantastically wonderful, even though it is not necessarily enjoyable, but it isn't painful. Like this
That's a good way
is
to describe it.
like this feels like good.
Good slow
angst isn't
burn.
the right word. Yeah. Good slow burn. There's an earnestness and a longing
intention.
to this.
Yeah.
A yearning that I absolutely adore.
Yeah. When you have stories of characters that are already kind of romantically entangled in some way, but there's more complex kind of communication that needs to happen beyond that, I feel like stories can just kind of end up stalling out to kind of avoid pointing at the communication, because if they do, then it just has to happen. But for here, we're seeing that, if anything, the play is the distraction that will circle around to the communication being forced to happen.
Yes.
Because at least one of them here won't be able to avoid the problem.
Oh yeah.
Which is their identity crisis.
At least one of them, right? Like,
well, no, I know that there's a guarantee with Nanami. It's whether or not that's going to be applied to the same thing with Sayaka and Koito.
Exactly.
Because they, in a lot of ways, are not truly able to still see all of Nanami. Each of them has a different view on her, and in a lot of ways they need to kind of line up with each other so that they can help give that proper perspective on Nanami. And they each have something that's being held back from them. Right. And it sucks because for Sayaka, we obviously know a little bit more as to what's being held back. It's that I've
always loved you, you know?
Yeah, she pretends... Well, no, I'm talking about what Nanami is holding back from her.
Oh, gotcha.
It's that she's literally knows it's in this section over here. She's like, this, you can't see this. And she knows it's right there, but the exact details of it, no, she would love to see it because she's in love with her. Whereas with Koito, there's a little bit of a lie going on. There's a little bit of a... I'm not sure exactly where it is, but...
It's another persona that she's putting on for Koito that is basically just an inverse of the sister persona, so that way they can hopefully cancel each other out. And that's beyond just the crushing and all of that stuff. I would say that's why she gets so nervous and fidgety when it's I have to distance myself from her, because then she is getting a very real emotional need met, not just the need for like companionship and intimacy and things like that. But it's my own self is thrown out of balance because the balance that I needed to have in my life that you have ended up providing for me is now gone. And that's where I could see, if we were to get into the drama within their relationship that often happens in romance stories, where it's the people come together, but then can they also be independent and then interdependent, and all that stuff with their dynamic. And so sometimes there needs to be some distance that gets added. And I love that the way that, at least for now, it's happening is just with some boundaries being set. Koito just, realizing, I'm not a fan of how, now that I'm actually starting to care, even though she isn't even fully aware of it herself, it's mainly just Nanami piloting the ship, and I want to be a part of that.
Right. But yeah, lots of emotion that needs to be processed through here. I like that Natsuki was kind of used as a way to be like, no, I can see how much you've changed, but not only that, I can tell exactly who's the reason for that change. In addition to, obviously, your personal decisions and stuff like that.
Right.
But that was rather fun. I love the way in which the sister is the ally, like in the sidelines, just being like, go you, go. Yeah, you got this. You got this.
Yeah. Exactly. I really appreciated the level of detail that is probably going to be like that was nailed with regards to the dynamics of some of the characters with the play. Because specifically with Sayaka, you've got an amnesia patient, right? And you were their lover. All right. So they don't know you're their lover, right? They don't know that you're in love with them. Cool. You have all this history with them that they don't remember, and all of this importance to it that they don't care about. And you're going to be telling them about all of this stuff in what is, I'm sure, going to be essentially a Sayaka confession, even though Nanami might not see it like that, and that's just what it is. And then it's Sayaka, maybe moving on, whatever, right? Getting her heart
the persona that then Nanami chooses,
right.
And which is hilarious, because if Koito is the nurse taking care of Nanami in this case, it shows how much the relationship is imbalanced between Nanami and Koito. And thus, when they fall for each other, probably in the play, it'll be the kind of thing that shows the choice in which Nanami is willing to put on. And I love the idea as well of the whole slight bit of foreshadowing of I'm not sure about the ending though. That she made where I was like,
I'm right there with you.
What do you mean you're not sure about it? You like it, or it's just that it's pointing at something that you're suspecting, or it's that the ending is this, and the actual way the play goes down is going to be very different because the actors and actresses make their own ending with it.
Yeah, you go for a good old twist ending, and then Nanami says, you know what, the person person that I actually love, or who I want to be, or whatever, and then it's like, oh hey, there's another character who's been there the whole time, and
I've seen this literally in so many stories where then it's and then we have an actual
it's the
thing
Beastars
happen.
type thing where something unexpected happens, not maybe that dramatic, but then it's okay, cool, and it makes for a great ending to the play. But even without that, it makes sense because she doesn't know Nanami that well, right? To know actually what the deal and the solution would be for her, right? So,
but she does know Koito.
She does know Koito.
So there's some things that come out there. But yeah, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out my Baldur's Gate 3 Let's Play on Twitch. And if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.